if you've got the sense that you could be doing better from a profitability and cash flow standpoint, you're probably right. And I want to share with you a couple of mindsets, one around profitability, one around cash flow, that really hurt businesses. And I just want to give you the simple solution and let you know what your top performing peers in the industry are doing. So first one is around profitability. A very common mindset is we've just got to hurry up and get started and the money will work itself out. We'll end up doing as well as we could do. And this is really unhealthy. So what your top performing peers in the industry are doing, they have a predetermined gross profit target. They have a documented budget before they start the job. They have agreed upon pricing with subcontractors before the job is started. They've got production managers who are incentivized to hit the gross profit target and don't get that incentive until the job is paid. So they also have an incentive to make sure that the cash is coming in. Okay, the second is around cash flow, and it ties into the first one. Very common mindset for production managers is my job is to get the job done. Somebody else worries about collecting the money. But do they? I know the owner is always worried about collecting money, right? But who's actually doing it? And with what frequency? And how's it being done? Or is it just being done when there's a panic situation and owner says, oh man, we got to collect some money because if not, we're going to have a very hard time making payroll, or I'm going to have to dip into my business line of credit and I don't want to do that. So all hands on deck, we've got to collect money. Not a good approach, right? And not what the top performing companies in our industry are doing. They've got somebody who is accountable to collections. It's being measured. There's an acronym that you may or may not be familiar with called DSO, Days of Sales Outstanding, and it's a measurement of how long it's taking you to collect money. So it's being measured. In some cases, people are being incentivized to hit the DSO goal each month, and there's a documented procedure. So let me just recap and encourage you to take some action around this. So the first thing is, if you're going to be as profitable as your most profitable peers in the industry, you've got to set a budget. You've got to have a gross profit target, and you've got to make sure that your production managers know what it is, are involved in the process, and I'd argue you have an even better chance and you get them more engaged if there's an incentive program around this. And then the second thing is around cash flow. Documented expectations by role in your company, and one of those roles has to ultimately be responsible for collections. Measure it using DSO, incentivize it, and pay attention to it. Make it part of your weekly meeting rhythm to go over it and understand where you're at and where the potential problems are. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.